In this video tutorial, we will demonstrate the lighting practical. What equipment will you need to perform the practical? A C-stand of any type, a baby stand double or triple riser, a 6-inch baby 1K light with scrim bag or box, 2 sandbags, 25-pound sandbags are preferred, and an 18x24 solid flag. Once you have prepped the gear, you can practice the practical. You will have 4 minutes to complete the practical on the day of the test out. First, we open our light stand by loosening the top T-handle that operates the legs. Pull the legs out from the orange brackets. Pull up on the center stem and the stand should snap open. Lock the legs of the stand by locking the top T-handle. Place the 2 legs of the light stand on the curb with the Rocky Mountain leg off the curb. The stand must be vertical. You will have to use the Rocky Mountain leg of the stand to correct the lean. Step back and check again as needed. Next, you will rig your light on the stand. Pick up your light, preferably by the handle, remove the scrim bag or box and hang it on the bottom T-handle of the light stand. Next, loosen the bail of the light. Drop the bail of the light, making sure to keep the header cable coiled neatly on top of the light fixture. Relock the bail. Now you can place your light on top of your baby stand. Be sure that the baby pin of the light stand is flush with the bail of the light. You take 2 fingers and your thumb, come from underneath the bail, and push down on the baby pin. You will now be able to lock the T-handle of the light to the stand. Once again, making sure that the baby pin is flush with the bail of the light. Now you can remove the header cable from the top of the light fixture and untie the tie line. It should be a basic bow knot. Be sure to leave the header cable coiled neatly. As you lower the header cable to the floor, it should uncoil towards the light. Place the coil on the floor, making sure you're placing it within the footprint of the light stand. Being sure the bell handle on the light is tight, you next want to open the barn doors. Remember, a light is useless with the barn doors closed. Once your barn doors are open, we can turn our attention to creating proper strain relief for the light. Strain relieving the header cable prevents unwanted tension to the wires connecting to the light switch. If the header cable gets pulled on too often, short circuits can occur. To strain relieve the light, you're going to grab enough header cable, usually to the bottom of the risers of the light stand. Once you've done so, you want to make 2 loops in the cable, leaving enough header cable behind to not create tension. You'll grab the light strain relief rope and loop it around the cables 1 time and place it on the pin on the side of the bail. Give it a tug to be sure that it is tight and will not collapse. If strain relief is set correctly, you should be able to adjust the light up or down without causing any strain to the header cable. When you can, always double check the strain relief by giving the cable a quick tug. Pick up the coil from under the footprint of your light stand and pull enough cable from the bottom of the coil to reach your lunchbox. Leave the remainder of the coil under the stand. The neatness of your cable run will be important. When plugging a light into a circuit, you will be required to obey the plug-in policy. The plug-in policy is being sure to plug your light into the correct outlet of a 20-amp circuit based on the amperage of the light you are using. We are using a 1K for the practical, so plugging into the bottom of a 20-amp circuit is required. Again, be sure that your cable run is laid neatly. Before turning the lunchbox breaker on, you'll want to check to be sure that your light switch is in the off position. We don't want the light to fire up without being able to call out eyes. If the switch is towards the back of the light, it is off. Now you can turn the breaker of your lunchbox on. Look to see that the red light indicator turns on when you turn on the breaker. Before switching on the light, you want to call out to the crew to watch your eyes. Your light will turn on, and you will begin to focus it on a target across from your position. But what if during the practical your light doesn't turn on? Maybe the bulb has blown. Watch your eyes. Don't panic. Just continue with the practical as if the light did fire up. As long as you follow all procedures, the light not turning on will not be counted against you. Watch your eyes. After the light turns on, you're going to use the spot and flood control found at the front and back of the light. You're going to look at your target and spot the light in. When you spot in the light, you will want to adjust the beam of the light so that the hot spot of the light will hit the face of your target. Once you've done so, you'll want to lock the bail back and flood the light back out. Now that the light is adjusted, you'll want to safety the stand by sandbagging it. You're going to sandbag the side leg of the light stand, not the Rocky Mountain leg of the stand, because of the vertical position it's in. When placing the sandbag on the leg of the light stand, you'll want to be sure you hug the sandbag around the leg of the stand above the orange brackets. Be sure the sandbag is snug. It shouldn't be able to slide off the leg onto the floor. Now that your light is set, you can move on to setting the C-stand. You want to lean the C-stand onto your shoulder and open up the legs one by one. Note, each 3 C-stand bases can open differently, so you'll want to practice with each one. Once the legs are open, you'll want to swing the top and longest leg of the C-stand away from you and place it across the front leg of the light stand. Next, we will need to line up the knuckles of the grip head and long arm. Loosen the T-handle of the grip head and turn the knuckle towards your right hand. Then tighten the T-handle of the grip head back. It is important that the knuckles of the C-stand are always rigged to the right, as any weight we are going to rig in them will need to be tightened to the right, hence, righty-tighty, lefty-loosey. You then loosen the grip head knuckle, allowing you to turn the long arm knuckle to the right. You must also rig over the falls. This means all equipment should always be placed to the right side of the grip head knuckles. In this case, the long arm is on the left side of the knuckles and will have to be removed and replaced on the right side. In this demonstration, we will be presenting a bottomer flag position. You will not be raising the light for the practical. So to put the flag in a bottomer position, the long arm of the C-stand will have to be underslung. Again, being sure that the knuckles are always to the right. Now you will be able to retrieve your flag and prepare to place it in your C-stand. The flag has 2 sides. It has a show side, which feels like fuzzy felt material, and a non-show side, which is more heat resistant and has a tag. The non-show side should always face towards the light in the C-stand. To do a bottomer, you'll place the flag horizontally into the grip head of the long arm and lock the knuckle to tighten the flag into it. You can adjust the C-stand to be sure it's in the right position to cut the light. Then you will raise the flag in the C-stand and cut the light that is hitting your target from underneath. You can make a few adjustments, making sure you're cutting the light properly. Finally, when your flag is set in position, you're going to want to sandbag it. You will place the sandbag on the longest, tallest leg of the C-stand. Or if you choose, you can place it around the stem of your C-stand if it won't hang properly on the high leg of the C-stand. It cannot be placed on a leg that would allow the sandbag to touch the ground. If your sandbag is touching the ground, it isn't working. At this point, you have completed your practical. If there is still time left, meaning the instructor hasn't indicated you to stop work, what should you do? Should you celebrate your victory? Should you stand smugly by and relish your accomplishment? No. You should use the remainder of your practical time to check your work. Make sure that everything is set properly. Check your T-handles. Make sure that they are tight and locked. Work hard, practice often, and you will pass your practical. Good luck.